Good morning, everyone. We have about 10 minutes to market open. Kind of slow in the pre-market at the moment, so we can just relax and wait for market open. In the pre-market session, I was just testing out some theories for NQ, possibly just switching over to the 1-minute charts on the NQ and then just catching the drops. And I was planning on an entry at 16.14, so right around here. And then just wanted to catch like a quick 5 to 10 points. And I kind of took my order out because I don't like it when it pulls back on the next candle. I want everything to be a smooth momentum move. And if it's not, I don't feel comfortable with it, so I took it out. But missed out on that one. But I'm pretty sure we'll get it back later. Because this is just some pre-market. Market open is when we see the high volume kick in, NQ goes wild, right? And overall, price has been choppy around this area, so that's also something to consider in the pre-market. If it's choppy in the pre-market, that's something you never want to touch because everything moves a lot slower. And then for the ES at the moment, it's approaching that 200 EMA. Could make a nice bounce. So we did run up. And I know for people that were here yesterday, they know that I said if price breaks above 34.2350, where I drew out my line for you guys yesterday, you guys can check it out in yesterday's video, but I said it would jump right up till at least 34.30, and that's exactly what happened. Happened at the end of the day, still happened. I'm not gonna enter on this bounce just because 5 minutes till market open. I don't want anything crazy to happen. Morning, Harry. And if you guys wanted the levels, I did post them in the Discord. I believe I just posted it in the futures algo. That way it's like all the things related to futures is under one tab. If you guys want to check out those key levels, please do. Right now we're just sitting on the sidelines for a little bit. Just waiting for a market open. Okay, about like 30 seconds left before market open. Let's see what happens. We might just get a nice little push to the downside, or we can see the buyers finally step in. We're all just here to wait and see and then catch the wave. I'm just reading the news on the side right now. A lot of companies are saying that they're gonna like move to like a staff cycle, essentially meaning that between office and remote work. And they're saying like how that could change the trend of everything, because essentially like New York's especially, right? A lot of people will live in New York just because of their job, but if they're going to be able to work remote most of the time, they don't need to live in New York. They don't need to spend those high rents and live in this little studio apartment with 500 square feet, right? And that's what I've been seeing, like people actually moving over to Jersey, Pennsylvania, depending on wherever, right? So the real estate market in like suburban areas might go up, but the city areas might actually go down. Yeah, the trend could easily be turning down. So again, we just touched all-time highs and everything, so it's like I wouldn't be surprised if we reverse, because we are due for a nice little pullback at least. But the NQ is not doing the same. The NQ is moving up. If you look at the NQ 1 minute charts, yeah, and I realized trading NQ on the 1 minute charts is much better than the 5 minutes, just because of the way it's sporadic movements. You're better off just trading small in a smaller time frame. But now NQ is starting to sync up as well. Let's see if we can break below 34.29. That seems to be an interesting area. The 29 till pretty much 25 area, that 4-point range is where we can pretty much consolidated yesterday as well. So let's see if that acts as a nice little support area. I'm trying to see if we can reverse, because it is bouncing off the 200 EMA and the tick chart as well, and then potentially go for a nice pullback to the upside. I'll place my order up here and then I'll be able to drag it down. That is not a candle that I would enter on. This candle, potentially. Nope, not that candle either. Now, I wouldn't mind entering at the end of this candle. So now we're just watching the tick volume pick up. Once it hits 2,000, closer to 2,000, that's when I'll move my order down. Just going for 1 point here. Only if we can hit this price in this candle, right? Canceling my order. As of right now, I don't see any big setups happening just yet, so just waiting. Might go on and play for the NQ if it can continue to push down. Canceling the NQ order as well. Everything is kind of just jumpy. I don't personally feel comfortable getting into anything at the moment, so I'm not going to. Let's see. Might get any ES at the close of this candle right here. Let's see. Let's see if we can break that and just push up.
Stop filled.
Got filled right there at 34, 32, 25. Just going for one quick point. NQ is pushing up a little bit as well, so that's a good sign.
Stop filled.
Got filled there. Lost it a little bit. It's okay. It's better than holding it all the way down, losing more. Probably shouldn't have tried to go to the upside when the whole trend was downwards. That was my fault. Now I'm back to the break-even point for me. That's great. Might give this another shot right here on this candle right here. Looks strong to me. Sellers are there still, so I gotta be careful. So I have to see, does this actually set up? Because overall, it just seems like we're bouncing off the 200 EMA, which is a good sign. But this trend to the downside, since, what was it, 3 a.m. this morning, is something I just have to consider. Do I want a 200 trade where you can break above that or no? Still debating. Not a fan of the sellers right now. This is might get an NQ very soon. Just have to see.
Stop filled.
NQ is for a bigger move, but I just have to be a little bit patient with it. But I haven't traded the NQ in a little while, so let's see. This thing is jumpy. I'm just waiting for that big push right now on the NQ. Because when NQ pushes, it pushes quick. My stop went to break even just because I have it auto set that anytime NQ passes 5 points, then it goes to break even. So that way I never lose anything. Because I never want NQ to reverse on me real quick, which happens. The NQ, I'm not using tick charts because NQ, I don't like tick charts. It doesn't work well. For NQ, just use 1 minute candles with the Heikinashi and you're good. ES is the one with the tick charts because ES works a lot better with the tick charts. NQ is just 1 minute. You guys can always see at the top where it says 2000 tick for the ES. NQ will say 1M, meaning 1 minute. And again, NQ might reverse on us right now. Let's see. Oh, why didn't it cancel my order? Excuse me?
Order filled.
Okay, what the hell? My stop was moved automatically. Now now I have to email them again. Like my stop was placed. So fine, everything's fine. So why didn't it clear me? Because I was not supposed to lose anything on that NQ trade because my stop was moved to break even, but it went past break even and it didn't take me out, which makes no sense. Because everybody saw the stop clearly move down to break even, and then it's a good thing my stop at least went to break even. I'm just surprised it didn't get filled if it was reversing completely, because that's how stop orders work. Oh man. That's what I didn't understand on why the stop jumped down, because I was like, the stop jumped down to break even, which it was supposed to do, because anytime NQ, the way I set it up was if it moves 5 points in my favor, right, then I move it to break even because I don't want NQ to reverse on me. But then today, for some reason, it moved it down like it's supposed to, but when price reversed on me, it just disappeared. It made the stop order disappear completely, which makes no sense. I'll have to give TopStep a call and see what they can do, because that was a trade that I shouldn't have lost on, because I put it for 1 tick in front of break even, so yeah, it would cover like the commission cost at least. It's a good thing I have video of it. Let's look at the ES now. Let's see if there's any good movements. Nothing too great at the moment on the ES either. Kind of just did that little dip and now just consolidating. And we can see on the ES, the volume node's clearly piling up right here. So that's where price is bouncing the most. We might potentially see another NQ play. We'll see. Again, not seeing anything interesting at the moment. Just have to wait today.
Stop filled. Order filled.
Kind of just took it out because I thought the candles were getting weaker there. Yeah, yesterday, let's see. Yesterday's point of control was around about, I think it was what, 34.16 or so. So around here. We could see a drop there. Trying to debate if I want to re-enter. So my thing is, if we still held, right, and we're going for the downside, I could easily see it going down to 572. So the 572 would be right here. But we are just hitting some major resistance. That's my only thing right now. Just chopping. I don't like seeing choppy candles. Because then price can reverse on you. Let's see. Not really a great morning for me. We are negative today. One was just from the ES trade, that wasn't too much. But then we had like another 150 from the stupid NQ mishap, which I will try to get fixed. A nice little push on the ES on the tick chart at least, but the seller volume is still there, so I don't want to enter any long positions just at the moment, because our trend is still to the downside. There hasn't been any confirmation of a trend reversal just yet. We're seeing a strong push now on the tick chart. Let's see how well we can sustain it, because before 200 EMA just kept bouncing. Did you guys get in on any moves today? Let me know if you guys did. If you guys got some profits, that's great. Let me know where you guys took your trades or how much you made. Just drop it down in the chat. This would be a candle I'd be interested in. Overall trend still down. You could easily get a nice push to the downside. That's something I'm okay with getting into.
Stop filled.
That's concerning. Let's see if the sellers can step in a little bit.
Stop filled.
We got hit on that one. Damn. I was looking for the short side too, but played me right there, took me out. It's just a choppy day today. We're just going back and forth in the same range, right? So I wasn't expecting the price to hit the high volume node. I was expecting the sellers to kind of stay in control and push it down, but clearly not. Oh, that's just great. Now it decides to push down. I think this is when the luck aspect kind of kicks in, right? Yeah, Tom G, it is chop, chop, chop. And I hate the chop, man. That's like the days that I lose money. But you gotta lose it at some point, right? Looking at these market conditions and how we're behaving, I think starting tomorrow, what I'm going to be doing is just stepping back to trading the algo alerts only and waiting patiently for them. Because if we're going to be being chopped around a lot, because like even looking at the previous candles, right, overnight session and everything, our candles have been a bit wicky and choppy. So it's like when you have wicks on both sides, that's never a good sign. It means price can't be determined. There's no strong sellers, there's no strong buyers, and we have to pick a side. We can't pick both sides, right? Well, we can, but like, you know what I meant. But like overall, I'm just looking at the market on my other screen right now and just seeing like how the candles weren't having anything smooth. There's a lot more chop than anything. Might honestly just be because we entered all-time highs. We haven't had a good pullback in a little while. I'm trying to see how far can we push this before we get a nice pullback. These on the daily charts, we're just ripping up, right? We've been ripping up since June 30th. That's when we had, prior to June 30th is when we had our previous pullback on the daily charts. But from June 30th and onwards, we've just been ripping up. What in the world? What's happening? Why did it log me out? Sorry about that noise, guys. I thought I turned that noise off for the stocks, but I forgot on one of them, so it hit. It was for UIS, for the 1 hour charts. But going back to the ES. Yeah, I agree, Tom G. I don't know why I keep saying Tom G. I just keep reading the name like that, but I guess like your first name's probably just Tom, right? I could just say Tom, but yeah, it is hard to trade, especially when it's in a small range. I like to go for big moves, so that's why I might just step back and look for my algo alerts again. Again, those alerts you guys can see in the Discord. You guys get the same alerts. I set it up live. But yeah, I think I might just have to go back to just following the algo alerts because that they give me good moves. I only have to take like 1 or 2 trades a day and I'm done with it. I just have to wait though. The only issue is because previously for the past few weeks, the good algo alerts have been coming towards the end of the day. We're getting that final market push and not in the morning. But market conditions always change, and we always have to adapt to it and just deal with it, right? We can't always be like, hey, it's gonna happen everything at like 9:30 to 10:30 and we can be done. It's not the way it works. Tech stocks are pretty much taking a hit today. That's probably why we're seeing that push down, because they're pretty much controlling the market right now. The whole pullback that we had, like to create all-time highs, was because of the tech stocks. Their valuations grew so much to the point where they're just making up for all the other companies that are losing money right now, because they're either, first, they're not getting enough sales because first their retail stores are all closed, or, you know, not too many people are going into stores, obviously COVID. And then all these tech stocks, everything's just online, and not too many of them have any type of retail stores. The only ones, like, it's Apple, but most of their sales come from online as well. But they're making up for a big portion. I think I might try to trade the overnight session tonight, and if I do, I think I'll probably just put on the stream tonight. If I do, I probably won't trade it for too long, because obviously I want to sleep. But like, if I end up doing it, I'll post it on Discord. I'll post a link. You guys will see it. Still, maybe, because I have to see based on like how the market's moving. So for the overnight session, I'll probably, if I do start it, I'll probably start it around 9 p.m. Eastern, because I'm on the East Coast, right? And so 9 p.m. Eastern, I don't know what that would be. What time would that be on? Like, I don't know where everyone's from, so what is that? And military time, I know that's 20, right? Or no? 9 p.m. is... I think military time, then it's 20. Oh, nice, Tom. Yeah, I'm from New Jersey, man. Enzo Garo, isn't East Coast Eastern time? Isn't it abbreviated ET, or am I wrong? I don't know for sure. Time zones aren't really my thing. Oh, okay. Maryland's nice too. Yeah, it's not too far of a drive. Oh, you meant East Coast oh, I thought you meant like CT meaning Central Time, Enzo. Not I didn't know you meant Connecticut. That's my bad. I should have picked up on that one. But yeah, if I do, then you guys know 9 p.m. is 9 p.m. for you, all of you guys, I guess, in the East Coast. I'll probably hop on then. If anything, we can just talk about the markets. We can chat about it, see what's happening. If there's a move, we'll take it. If there's no move, obviously we're not going to do anything. But yeah, we can hop on at night, talk it out a little bit. I've only been to Connecticut like twice. No, 3 times because of my friend. He used to live there. And then Maryland, I think Maryland I went twice as well, just because I have like a family member down there. But I haven't been down there in like a couple years now. They're like a long distance cousin. Let's see if we can catch any moves in the 1 minute charts. That's what I usually like to do when the market turns a bit choppy, just because the 1 minute you can find some small moves. Let's see. Right now it only alerts the ES because that's what I set it up for, but if you want something else to be alerted, let me know. I can add it. It doesn't take me long. If you want like NQ, gold, or crude oil, I can set that up as well. Or if you want like Forex, certain stocks. I'm probably going to be adding more stuff to the stocks just because I'll add some more large cap. Because that's what I trade the most. When I swing trade at least. But the ES, I just like doing it in the mornings. Get some nice moves, some quick bucks. Potential short here for the ES. I mean, Tom, if you want NQ alerts, I can set them up, but I feel like if you're just starting out, stay with the ES because it is a bit slower and it's easier to understand. NQ, it will move fast, like, and you can get burned on the NQ. Highly recommend that you just paper trade the NQ for a while, but the ES you can do live because it moves a bit slower, so you can understand what's going on. But NQ is something you need to be like, just have more practice with. Yeah, then I can set up the NQ alert for you guys. Have I tested the don't diddle indicator, whether you find it any good? So I have tested the don't diddle indicator. The only thing is like it's hard to determine exactly when you want to enter, right? Because like I understand the whole theory of the don't diddle indicator where you're just essentially just getting short whenever it hits that red line, right? But the issue with that is if you're using that on the NQ, you need a really big drawdown, because what happens sometimes is it'll just rip through completely and then you're stuck. And then if you were to say do a short only below the red candle, or like get long above the green candle, the first green candle or the first red candle, sometimes what happens is you'll get filled like you did here, but then it'll continuously go up and you're stuck with it. So it does work sometimes, but it's not like, I like things with more probability. So that's why this one didn't fit my criteria too much. I'm still looking into it to if there's another way I can use it, but from the basic rules of this indicator, right, the don't diddle indicator, it seems like whenever it's green, you want to go buy, it goes up again, and yeah, that happens. But their technical rule is, oh, whenever it hits that blue line, you want to go long. Whenever it hits the red line, you want to go short. If you just follow that simple rule, like, you have to have a really big drawdown for it to come back down to your level again.
Stop filled.
No, I agree. Like, the NQ is very nice to trade. It's just, if you're a beginner, I feel like it's something you should work yourself up towards, because it is like a different beast itself. That's why I say that. But it's always up to you, right? If you want to trade it, you can trade it. I'm just saying, if you're a beginner, it's like it's better for you to trade the ES because it's slower and you can understand the market, and both markets act differently, so it's something we have to pay attention to. I think I got filled. Yep. But yeah, going back to the don't diddle topic, it's just like, it's one of those things. It's just like, I think I still have to figure it out a bit more, because from their basic rules, if I try to follow it, it's not crazy good or anything, right? Because like half the time you probably get like one move a day, possibly. Oh, dude, if you're trading micros, then yeah, you can trade the NQ and you can test it out with that, because that's completely fine. I didn't know if you're trading the regular contracts, because if you're trading the regular contracts for NQ and you didn't put your stop loss properly, it could just kill your account completely. That's the only reason I said that. But if you're trading micros, you're better off, like, that's the best way to learn, and then you can switch over to the regular contracts afterwards. But micros are a really great way to learn like how to trade in the futures market. What even happened here? I wasn't paying attention. The filled is there. Didn't fill us for 1 point. That's interesting. And then kept going, which... What can you do? Look at the NQ 1 minute. But I think I might be trading the NQ a bit more again because like I've been backtesting some stuff with the algo for the 1 minute. And it's working out pretty well for it. Because it's catching those big moves on the daggers, like when it's like it's about to drop. I mean, you could trade just based on the MACD, but that's not highly just reliable, right? You can't just depend on the MACD. Like you have to confirm it with other stuff if you're doing the lower time frames. The MACD was pretty much built for people trading higher time frames, right? If you're trading the 1 hour, the daily charts, you'll see like it works really well. But when you're trading in such a small time frame, then you want to be careful with everything because like the MACD, it's a lagging indicator, right? And when you're trying to trade something fast, you don't want anything lagging. Because if you just, for the MACD strategy, right, it's pretty much just, okay, enter every time in 1 minute. Sorry, every time a crossover happens in the MACD, right? The MACD won't be too reliable because it'll just be crossing up and down all the time. So the algo can be set to any time frame. That's not the issue. I'm just testing out how well it performs on the 1 minute for the NQ, and it's been doing pretty well. But again, when you're trading the 1 minute, you should never just rely on one simple thing. Understanding the market structure and everything is key. But I'm just gonna be doing some more back testing before I release anything for it. That's why I don't want to say too much. Oh, the highest time frame I'd trade futures on is 5 minutes. I don't trade anything higher than 5 minutes for futures. I'm always predominantly just looking at the 5 minute charts, or else I'll be looking at the 2000 tick charts for the ES, and then for the NQ, it'll be either the 5 minute charts or the 1 minute charts for the NQ. But futures, everything happens so quick that you want to be able to get in on the 1 minute or 5 minute candles. So for the don't diddle strategy, we do use the range charts. This is a range chart, but I prefer the tick charts because it's faster. I like the movement on it and get in and out pretty quickly. But I don't prefer to trade futures on a higher time frame. Like if I was trading micros, then I would be okay with trading the 1 hour for the ES because I know I can easily catch some good moves on that. But I don't like swinging futures. I like swinging stocks because they're more stable and it's just like you can get consistent growth with them. But with futures, I seriously don't like swing trading them. I just don't think it's worth it. It's like what happens with futures is at any point, right, you can have like a nice big dip out of nowhere and they'll just continue to go back up again. But then stocks, that's not the case most of the time, right? It's like they're more steady, price will continue. You have more than enough time to get out of your position if you see it reversing. Because if you're trading like large cap stocks, then you won't see a big dip out of nowhere. So right here, let me just move this up. Yep. Sorry, I didn't realize that you guys can see that it's a cumulo delta. So right here on the right side, that chart is the cumulo delta. It's based on the 5-minute charts for the ES. This is pretty much just to confirm which direction the trend's in. And then to see if there's any divergence with it, right? Cumulo delta is going up and then price is going up. Sorry, cumulo delta is going down, but the price is going up. That means something's not in sync. So you can catch a good move that way. Or you can just use it as like support to see, hey, you're trying to trade, if you're trying to go long, there's a delta matching up with everything. It's like right now we can clearly tell that, like even before we started, right around like 9:15 or so, we've kind of just been going down, 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 down. There hasn't been a big push up to confirm that, hey, we might get a reversal or anything like that. Yeah, man, if it's choppy, you can ask me as many questions as you want. I don't mind answering them because right now I'm not like too focused on the charts because like it's just chopping back and forth, so I don't get into it. So feel free to ask as many questions as you want when it's choppy. Or at any time, you can just leave a question there and then I'll just come back to it after. Sometimes I might just be too focused on the chart and like I might just get really quiet and not say anything for a little bit because I'm just trying to focus. But then once my trade's in and everything, I'll always answer your questions. I am a full-time trader, yes. But I do real estate on the side, so that's why I always like leave midday or something if I have to go do something for it. So I'll be doing that, but pretty much full-time trader. Enzo, that's awesome, man. Doing the same exact thing. I think the best part about being in real estate and being a trader is the fact that your timing, he's like, you get time in the morning to trade, and then with real estate you can just do it like later on in the day. Nobody wants to see anything or talk about it like right in the morning. So for futures, I'm using Top Step because I got funded from them. Obviously, why would you say no to somebody else's money if you could trade with it? But with stocks and everything, I use my own money. Yeah, man. Investing in real estate after you make some money from trading, it's always a good plan, in my opinion, at least, right? Because everyone always needs a place to live. So if you can buy a nice rental property and rent it out, that's a good income. And you're essentially just reinvesting and compounding your money, which you should be doing. I do like Top Step. It makes you focus on their rules and make sure that you're never risking too much. And that's like one of the reasons I like that. And also because I can mess around with it and not have to lose any of my own capital. And then after you have Top Step's money for a little while and everything, what you could do is, you know, if you don't, after you grow your account to a certain amount, and then you can pull your money out and then have your own separate account. That way you don't have to pay them any fees for anything, because they take a commission off the top whenever you take a withdrawal. And since you said you were fairly new to trading, Top Step is also a great way to just practice without having to lose any of your own money, right? That's one of the good things. Yeah, obviously they don't want you losing too much. It is their money, so nobody would want that. But was the combine difficult? The first time I ever did it, I did mess up, and then the second time I did it, I passed. So first time, I think it's just like a learning experience kind of thing, because like you kind of just get excited when you're trading it, but then you realize, hey, let me just be patient, let me just go for the simple trade setups that I have and that I want. Because with Top Step, you're not limited in time, right? You don't have to do their combine in just 5 days. 5 days is the minimum trading days that they want you to trade for. But if you wanted to take more than that, you can take as long as you want. And that's the one thing that's good, because like then you're just forced to essentially say, hey, I'm just gonna wait for my setups. I'm gonna consistently just go for these like small plays to grow this account so I can get funded, and then I can maybe go for the bigger plays after that. But I think the easiest way to pass that combine is honestly just go for 100 to 200 a day, and then just knock it out in like 2-3 weeks, depending on what account size you're doing, right? But if you're just doing like, if you're just getting that consistent 200 a day, which is just like what, 2 points with 2 contracts. So it's like, just keep consistently doing that, your account grows, and then you get funded, and then you can possibly take bigger plays if you wanted to. But is there any problems with drawing money from them? No, there's no problems from withdrawing money from them. So I would suggest that you do the 50K account and not the 30K account, because the 30K account, the stop is pretty low sometimes. So if you had to like, if you're in a move where you were trying to get a bigger play, you would get stopped out a lot of times. So I think going for the 50K gives you a bit more room to play with. So I personally suggest the 50K. That's because that's what I did, because I started off with a 30K. I didn't like the fact that the stop was so small, and like the minute you lose it, like you're done. And then, but with the 50K, you have up to 1,000 of drawdown, and you have a bit more room. So for when I was trading the combine, it was pretty much, I was still following my algo and built it out. Simple strategies of just sticking to the plan, right? It's just, you get the alert, you make sure everything else is proper, you'll enter, and then you wait it out, because you'll get that couple 100, 200, 300, 400. And if you know it's like the market has good momentum that time, there's really good buyers volume or sellers volume, depending on what move you're in, you can stay with it and just rack it in even more, and then you'll be passing the combine in no time. But I think the best tip I can give you for the combine is stick to one plan and just follow it, and don't do anything else on it. Don't try to mess around, try other things just because, oh, you can play around with it. You can do that afterwards, or you can do that in their demo one. But when you're doing the combine, just take it seriously and just follow the plan. And then, because that's one of the biggest things with traders, right? It's like many traders have problem just following the rules and staying disciplined, and that's the biggest issue. And they break their own rules. It happens to everyone, no matter how big of a pro you are or how long you've been trading. You will end up messing up, just because you might have amazing discipline, but there's gonna be that one day it's just like, oh crap, I messed up, and I know why, because I didn't follow my own rule. I got ahead of myself. And you have to understand those aspects as well. But if you follow one setup, you're just waiting for that every time, you can easily pass the combine, because you're following your rules, you're sticking to your plan, and if you backtested your plan and it works, it'll work for you in the future as well. So the algo alert for the ES, since it is the lower time frames, I don't simply just depend on it, right? So what I'm doing is first just understanding what direction the market's going towards, because sometimes what the algo is built for is to get into a move right before it happens. Like you want to, it's like it's indicating, hey, a big move's about to happen. It's going to happen right at this point, this price point, and you want to get in right here to catch it. So with the smaller time frames, you have to be a bit more careful because there might be a little fake outs, just because like you might get a nice little pump, who knows like what's happening, and then it might trigger it. And then so what I like to do is obviously look at the volume, especially the volume nodes. If I'm getting an algo alert right where like the high volume nodes are, that's something I'll be very careful of. That's something I have to like, it's a riskier move. And then 2, I'll be looking at my support and resistance lines essentially. So I have my lines drawn out, and then I'll see, hey, is this a good area to enter, or is this a high resistance point? And then if it's a high resistance point, then I'm going to be like, hey, let me just wait for it to hit it, come back down, and then I'll enter then. And if it doesn't do that, then I'll just not do it at all. And then that's the easiest way. Because if it's like, if the algo alert comes and the price is way too close to a high resistance or high support area, then you want to be careful. Like it can still work, like no doubt, like it can still work, but then, you know, shorter time frames, you have to be very careful. But higher time frames, like 1 hour, 1 day, like it kills it completely. Like it's like you don't have to check other things just because it works. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna actually hop off the stream right now because I need to contact Top Step to see what happened with that NQ trade and see if they'll give me a nice little refund for it. It's good that I have a recording. I can show them that if they want that. But yeah, so I'll be doing that for the next couple of minutes. Hopefully I don't have to be on hold or anything like that. So if I stream tonight, I'll let you guys know in the Discord. The link's below if you haven't joined. I'll let you guys know then. But if not, I'll always be back here tomorrow. So hope you guys have a wonderful day, and hopefully you guys can catch another big move, get some profits in. I wish you guys the best. Peace out.